today. From Seattle, Washington.
Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. In motion right, that's Metcalf. And he'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Smith now to throw. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it's 3rd and 4 now. Throwing is Smith. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a first down. Well, that one hurts. I mean, it was 3rd down, of course, but now the penalty, and we're back to first down.
Yeah, it hurts momentum in a big way, and they built that up here in the early going. Now, that leaves the opposition with a first down. That's a mistake you don't want to make at this point in the game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Jet sweep, here's Smith and Jigba. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's Smith. Catch is made by Metcalf. And that'll wind up moving the chains again, as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 30. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive. They clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
And Smith's throw into the hands of Fant. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16. 2nd and 9. Now Smith. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
That's caught inside the 20, and they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big pickup of 38. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll run. It's Ken Walker. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Three 0 after one on EA Sports. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Here's Walker. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Charbonnet. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. They give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. Now Geno. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Ken Walker there to make the grab. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was Ken Walker who finished things off with a touchdown catch. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But I also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick 6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
And sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Smith. Eluded, and I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Here is 3rd and 5. Back to throw, Smith. This is Fant on the short completion. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on 3rd down. Up the middle, here's Walker. Loose inside the 30. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. That is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Seahawks. DK Metcalf from 17 yards out. And the Seahawks get a bit closer. Myers connects on the PAT, and it makes the score 21-10. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. From the end zone, here comes Jalen Darden. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out is their quarterback with this offense to take over once more. He was 4-4 on that opening drive, including the touchdown pass, as he'll try again here to duplicate that success, starting with a first down. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Smith. Flush to his right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Straight ahead, Walker. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. Here's Smith. Flushed out right. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Smith. On the slant, here's Smith and Jigba. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. Now it's Smith. Walker with a grab, left side. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Escaping the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Geno Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is up to 18 now. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports halftime report. For the Seahawks in the first half, they were led by their quarterback, Geno Smith. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead at the break.
The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Here now, 3rd and a yard. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 8 and a first down. Walker with another carry. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
They'll roll him out right. This will be caught by Brown. First target, first catch, and a first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
It's a bit of a dangerous part of the field for them to break into their bag of tricks, but for a minute there, I thought it was going to set up perfectly for them. Instead, they don't get into the end zone.
End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Kenneth Walker with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And a good job there getting to him quickly after the catch as he's brought down right at the midfield stripe. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. 14 yards that time for number 14.
But maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game, because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Again, Smith. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on third down, Smith. Eluding the pressure right. And Smith able to move the chains before sliding down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. They'll give it up to the big man Walker. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To throw is Smith, and he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant from 3 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find.
And this is caught. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. 44 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Myers connects on the PAT. And they open the lead up now to 25. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, The second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Out of the gun, Smith. Throw out wide to Walker. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's second and a yard. From the 50, it's Smith. Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. First target, first catch, and a first down. A shotgun snap for Smith. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. They'll throw over the middle, taken in. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. That's caught over the middle by Fant. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Walker. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Gino now to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Now Smith on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Seahawks. Pharaoh Brown from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. CD, this is the ideal situation in the fourth quarter. You come out here late, not much time on the clock with a comfortable lead, and put the final nail in the coffin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Smith. This is Fant. Oh, what a catch. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. On 1st and 10, Smith. And it's caught on the deflection. And this is going to be a touchdown. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Just all around a solid performance, and now they've got the 3-score lead here, Charles. So the final seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, in this one, they've been in control, haven't they? They've earned this victory. No question who the better team was out there in this game. And frankly, the score could have been a lot worse than it was. Give them a lot of credit for how they played in this one.
Throwing now, Smith. He'll buy some time right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's got it inside the 10. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports.